Welcome back to the deep end of the philosophy of mind, where we are rewriting the operating system of your reality. Today we are tackling the single most radical and important hypothesis in Daniel Dennett's Psyche consciousness, explained. This is the moment where everything comes together. The evolution, the biology, the computer science, and the culture. Dennett proposes a theory that sounds like science fiction, but is likely the most accurate description of human minds ever put to paper. The theory is that your consciousness is a virtual machine. Now, to understand why this is so revolutionary, we have to go back to the drawing board of nature. Charles Darwin once observed that nature almost never builds a new organ from scratch. Nature is a scavenger. It takes old wheels, old springs, and old pulleys that were used for one thing, and it rigs them to do something completely different. Your lungs were originally swim bladders for fish. Your ear bones were originally jaw bones. And your brain is no exception. Consider the raw biological hardware sitting inside your skull. It is a massive neural network designed for one specific purpose: survival in the wild. It is a parallel processing machine. This means it does millions of tiny things all at once. It regulates your heartbeat, it digests your lunch, it spots a lion in the grass, and it balances you on two legs all simultaneously. It is a chaotic hive of activity with no central boss. But now look at your conscious experience. Look at the way you feel right now. You do not feel like a million things happening at once. You feel like one thing. You feel like a single unified stream of thought moving from one idea to the next in a logical line. First I think A, then I think B, then I think C. This is a serial process, not a parallel one. So here's the massive contradiction. How can a parallel brain that is designed to be a chaotic hive mind produce a serial consciousness that feels like a logical step-by-step storyteller? Dennett's answer is that we are simulating it. We are running a software emulation of a serial computer on top of our parallel hardware. To explain this, Dennett takes us into the history of computer science, back to Alan Turing and John von Neumann. These geniuses designed the architecture of the modern digital computer, the von Neumann machine. This is a machine that is strictly serial. It has a bottleneck where instructions pass through one at a time. Fetch an instruction, execute it, write the result. Fetch, execute, write. This is very logical and very precise. It is excellent for math and logic, but it is totally different from how a biological brain works. Biological brains are messy and distributed. So what happened to humans? At some point in our history, we discovered a trick. We figured out that we could use our messy parallel brains to simulate a von Neumann machine. We could force our brains to act like logical serial computers. But how do you install software on a brain? You cannot just plug in a USB drive. The software of the human brain is made of memes. It is made of culture. Remember the previous section about talking to yourself. That is the installation process. When a child learns to speak, they are not just learning a way to communicate with others. They are learning a way to format their own internal processing. They are learning to impose a serial order on their chaotic thoughts. Dennett calls this the Joycean Machine, named after James Joyce and his famous stream of consciousness writing style. This Joycean machine is a virtual machine. Think about your laptop. Right now you might be looking at a web browser. That browser is a virtual machine. It has buttons and windows and scroll bars. But if you look inside the computer chips, there are no buttons or windows. There are only rapid-fire electrical pulses representing zeros and ones. The browser is a user illusion. It is a simplified interface that makes it easy for you to interact with the complex hardware. Dennett argues that your self, the I that you think you are, is exactly the same thing. You are the user illusion of the brain. You are the interface that makes the complex parallel processing of the brain manageable. But because this virtual machine is running on hardware that was never designed for it, the system is full of what hackers call kludges. A kludge is a clumsy and elegant solution to a problem. A quick fix. A patch. Our minds are full of kludges. Think about how hard it is to do long division in your head. A real von Neumann computer can do it in a nanosecond because it is hardwired for math. You have to struggle. You have to mutter the numbers to yourself. You have to visualize them. You have to use your fingers. Why? Because you are running a math program on a hunter-gatherer brain. You are forcing visual and auditory neurons to do the work of a calculator. It is inefficient, it is slow, and it requires constant effort. This is why thinking feels like work. We are constantly refreshing the data in our biological RAM by talking to ourselves and rehearsing ideas. If we stop rehearsing, the thought disappears because our biological hardware wants to go back to thinking about food or sex. This theory explains so much about human nature. It explains why we are so smart and yet so prone to error. It explains why we can learn things that our ancestors never knew, like quantum physics or poetry. We don't need to evolve new brains to understand these things. We just need to download the right software. We need to install the right memes. This also solves the mystery of the ghost in the machine. For centuries, philosophers have wondered, who is watching the movie inside your head? If consciousness is a show, who is the audience? Dennett says the virtual machine answers this. There is no separate audience. The virtual machine is a loop. It uses the brain's own perceptual systems to check itself. When you hear a voice in your head, your auditory cortex is actually firing. The machine is feeding its own output back into its own input. It is a self-monitoring loop. The user is not a separate spirit. The user is the machine itself. We are unique in the animal kingdom, not because we have magical souls, but because we are the only hardware that can be reprogrammed. A dog has a dog brain, and it will always be a dog brain. But a human has a human brain that can become a Chinese brain or a French brain or a mathematician brain or a musician brain, depending on the software it installs. We are artifacts of our own culture. We are biological robots that have learned to write their own code. And while this might sound dehumanizing to some, Dennett thinks it is empowering. It means we are not fixed by our biology. It means we can upgrade our minds. It means that the structure of your consciousness is largely up to you and the memes you choose to adopt. So the next time you feel a stream of thought flowing through your mind, remember that is not just nature. That is a masterpiece of virtual engineering running on the wetware of your ancestors. Thanks for watching, and keep your software updated.